looking at this, here this guy goes, well, he's never qualified. He's never been president. He is president. He's more qualified that he ran the first time against all odds and won. But they don't even know. I mean, everything they say is a cliche, unintentional humor because these people are the biggest losers on the planet, and now they want a physical war with us and attacked our reporters all over the country. And they'll punch you, and you punch them. They freak out and call the police. They're literally in la-la land, Roger.
Yeah, that was an extremely telling video. She's for a communist utopia without knowing how many people that has murdered. Look, the left is in a tizzy, but as you've pointed out again and again, these street activities are the backdrop for a political takedown of the president. I don't think the situation could be any clearer. Robert Mueller seeks to euchre the president, to box him into some kind of obstruction charge, taking advantage of his loquaciousness and the fact that he's never a man that has a paucity of words. They know the case that they're structuring against the president. The president doesn't know. This is a suicide mission. This is a death wish. It's a setup. It's a trap.
I know you know that. I know you talk to the president occasionally. How has he been maneuvered into this fiasco?
Well, it hasn't happened until it's happened. Where we are now is his lawyers are negotiating with the special prosecutor. We're told that some portion of the interview might be live. Some portion of it might be in writing, responding to written questions. Here, I guess, is the point. When you look at the laws that have been broken by Mueller and Comey, they pale
exactly.
in
Why
comparison.
would you have Jeffrey Dahmer or Charlie Manson out of prison go interview the president? I mean, Mueller should be locked up right now for all the crimes and things he's done.
Sitting in for Alex Jones, your genial host, Roger Stone. I tuned into MSNBC last night, probably one of the 10 or 11 people who were watching, to watch Lawrence O'Donnell, who appeared not to be sober, go into a harangue against yours truly. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you that he used my name 40 times in a 5-minute clip. And his objection, well, it was because I was quoted in yesterday's Washington Post as saying that under no circumstances whatsoever should President Trump grant an interview to Robert Mueller. I was disappointed to hear that Attorney General Jeff Sessions granted Mueller an interview, but then pretty much everything Jeff Sessions does disappoints me these days. But now it's absolutely clear that what Mueller seeks to do is to euchre the president into some process-oriented charge. In other words, having spent literally hundreds of millions of dollars in a sham investigation into Russian collusion, Mueller has produced no evidence whatsoever that the Russian state conspired, coordinated, or colluded with Donald Trump and his campaign, to affect the outcome of the 2016 election. But compared to some bogus, pardon the expression, trumped-up charge that Mueller might manufacture, let's look at the charges that Mr. Mueller and Mr. Comey and Mr. McCabe and Mr. Rosenstein would be facing. Violation of 18 U.S. Code 242, deprivation of rights under color of law. Violation of 18 U.S. Code 871, threats against the president and successors to the presidency. Violation of 18 U.S. Code 1510, obstruction of criminal investigation. Violation of 18 U.S. Code 2381, treason. A violation of 18 U.S. Code 2384, seditious conspiracy. Violation of 18 U.S. Code 2385, advocating the overthrow of the government. Penalties for these crimes are quite severe. In some cases, they include capital punishment. So the game of chicken has begun. The president needs to recognize that he has the whip hand in this proceeding. He has the Justice Department. And if he had a cognizant, active Attorney General who understood the breadth of this conspiracy, he would have the initiative. Unfortunately, there is still no evidence that Sleepy Jeff Sessions will do his job under the Constitution. There is no evidence that he is ready to proceed. And therefore, in my view, the unsung heroes to date are Congressman Matt Gaetz, Congressman Jim Jordan, Congressman Trey Gowdy, Congressman Ron DeSantis. Thanks to these gutsy congressmen, true patriots, every one of them, the entire cover-up and partisan nature of Robert Mueller's bogus inquiry is stripped naked for everyone to see. How long will this charade go on? We here at InfoWars have been very clear in what we think is the right course of action. The president should fire Mr. Rosenstein forthwith. He has cause. The relationship between Rosenstein and Mueller, where Mueller gave Rosenstein his first position in public service, is a conflict of interest. Having dispatched Mr. Rosenstein, the president must give a direct order to his attorney general for the appointment of a special prosecutor in the matter of Uranium One. How ironic that Mueller, Comey, McCabe, and Rosenstein, the very four men seeking to remove the president, are up to their knees in the corruption of Uranium One. Uranium One, you can go to the Infowars.com site and see a 5,000-word piece that I wrote there outlining the etymology of this treasonous crime. This is the biggest, from a financial point of view, treasonous financial crime in U.S. history. And the role of those four gentlemen is absolutely clear. So the path forward here is obvious. The president has the power to save himself, to save the Constitution, to save the Republic, to save the results of the 2016 elections. Will he do so in time, or will he be lulled to sleep by second-rate lawyers who tell him to march into an inquiry with Robert Mueller that can only end badly? Today, my friend Judge Andrew Napolitano gave an incredible interview in which he outlined all of the reasons why the president must resist the invitation to essentially set himself up for an obstruction or a perjury rap. The fact that Mr. Mueller is now focused on the dismissal of General Flynn and the dismissal of Mr. Comey tells me that when it comes to Russian collusion, he has nothing. We have gone full cycle here, even though it has cost the taxpayers.